Hello, welcome to the Cables, Lace, and Tales podcast. My name is Sue, and I am a maker from northwestern Wisconsin. How are you all doing? Today I am going to do a show and tell. Due to my work schedule and all the things that I have to do, I really don't have time to just rehash over and over the same thing that I've been working on. And I thought, let's get some stuff from the vault and show that fun thing. Now, when I started learning I taught myself how to knit in 2016, and I remember it was August, and I was really like watching YouTube and then getting some patterns, but I really wanted a book to help teach me because I did the same thing when I was learning to crochet, and I found a really good resource for that. So I was looking on Amazon, as one does, and I came across this book, Beyond Knit and Purl, and I read the reviews, and I think around that same time I also got Knitting Without Tears because of this book. So this book has sock patterns, dishcloth patterns. It teaches you, it has mittens, it has sweaters, it teaches you all the simple things that you need to have. It is a very good resource. And from this book, I did teach myself how to knit socks. I do not like the sock pattern for my size in this book. I think she has a few of them. I did the top down, and I think she has a toe up. But that's my choice, right? So in this book, I learned about like adding a stitch, doing the backwards E, or doing a backwards loop that looks like an E. And that's Elizabeth Zimmerman style of adding stitches. And so I was like, who's Elizabeth Zimmerman? Now, fast forward to May of 2017, I started joining a knitting group at that time, and talking to those ladies, I was like, blah, 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 Elizabeth Zimmerman. And they're like, well, yes, she's a very good knitter. She has this book. I don't know if someone had this book and I looked at it, or if I found it on Amazon and I decided to get it. This book is like she's sitting next to you drinking a cup of tea and teaching you how to do stuff. It's very, very conversational. And Elizabeth Zimmerman is English, but she lived in Wisconsin, and the Schoolhouse Free Press, is that what it is? Schoolhousepress.com is located in Wisconsin. So from this book, I got this one, Knitting Workshop, which has these hearts. I've made those. And then they also had the Complete Surprise sweater or jacket. And I decided to get this book as well. And this book just deals with the Complete Surprise jacket, which is this. You can make it into all these different versions. Like here's a larger tunic for an older person, a baby suit, a dress. There's just unbelievable amount of options. It can go for women and men and babies and everyone in between. So I thought, hey, I really want to do that. I really want to learn how to make this sweater. It's very interesting. It's all garter stitch, and one of the ladies had made it, and so she was able to assist me, and you end up with this weird garment like this. Now, I made this quite a long time ago, and I never sewed it up. I was going to, but I just didn't for whatever reason. And you say, well, how does this make a sweater? Well, let's see. How does this make a sweater? Okay, so you have this little collary area, right? You take this point and put together. And then you come over here and it looks like, what are you talking about? And I still have to think to myself, how does this work? Yes, you take those 2 points and then the collar comes up here. Do not have pins at this moment on me. I probably should have, but rush, 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 here I am. So it makes this beautiful little sweater for a baby. I made mine out of these colors. I think my daughter picked this color out. If and when she ever has children, she will use this. This is just acrylic yarn. I think I got it from Michael's. Pretty sure that or Joann's at the time. Baby sport weight. All the instructions are in the book. I don't remember. It's been so long. But when I saw this, I was looking at stuff to show today, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. And then the neat thing, I was like, why is there buttonholes on each side? So you can make it into a boy or a girl jacket. So, which I thought was cute. I do have some buttons off to the side for it, but I have not had a chance to sew it up, and then I probably put it away in a bin to keep safe and then promptly forgot about it. So Elizabeth Zimmermann taught me quite a bit. I also made, I don't remember if this is her pattern. I think it is. I also made this hat. So this is the back. So you do it in the round, and then you pick up stitches, and then, you know, it sits on a little baby's head. Does it fit my head? I don't know. I have a pretty small head. It fits my head. Oh, it's cute. So, you know, the little bonnet. I do have a small head, but it's also big. I did not, at this time, I didn't even care about gauge. So I don't know if it's accurate for gauge, but it is super cute. And sometimes kids have big heads. This yarn was really pretty. I made a lot of stuff from this yarn. And I remember doing stuff in the round and learning how to do that. And I think that was just like so much fun. Let's see. You can kind of see the spiral. I just think that's really pretty. So when I was teaching myself how to knit, I thought, like, well, what do I have? I want to make dishcloths, and I do have a dishcloth, I don't know where it is, a dishcloth pamphlet book, instruction book. And I thought, well, instead of making a dishcloth, I had this yarn. I had like one skein of this and one skein of another color, but they were similar. But like, there's not enough yarn to actually make anything for yourself. It's acrylic. What should I make out of it? So I made one of the skeins. I made this blanket, and I used a dishcloth pattern. Like, once again, did not think about gauge, just made it. Just used the recommended needles for the yarn band and, you know, more what I liked. And it's a diamond pattern. You can kind of see it, I hope. Maybe I'll put in a picture. But it turned out real nice, and I gave this to my daughter as a doll blanket. So she used this quite a bit for her dolls. I think there was a pink one with the, you know, like the main color was pink, then it had the other accents. And then I was going through my stash, and I was like, oh yes. In the Kate Atherley book, where is it? I learned how to knit a sock by making a baby sock first. A little baby sock, which she suggested in this book. Like, if you want to learn this is like a low stress. I'm just going to show you the picture. Low stress way of making a sock. So I thought, cool. And I had this this color yarn left over from a different project, and I thought, well, I'm just going to use this and make it. I remember it was at Thanksgiving time, probably in I don't remember. It was around Thanksgiving time. And I made these socks. They're so cute. Worsted weight red heart yarn. I don't know if they're to gauge. They're really cute. They're really thick. I mean, I don't know who I am going to give them to, but they've been sitting in my bin for quite a long time. But everyone needs a hat. And I was teaching myself how to do hats. I think I I don't remember which one I did first. It looks like I don't know. I think I seamed it up on the side here. Can you see that? It's very, okay. I think I made it flat instead of in the round. I don't know where I got the pattern from. I don't know if I got it from, and I don't think I had my Ann Budd books yet. I don't know if I got it from online, but I also made this big one and it does not look very nice on top. I did like a rapid decrease and it just kind of looks floppy. It's acrylic yarn, but if I were to walk out in the middle of the country around here on the bike trails, you need, it's so big. You need blaze orange, especially in November because of deer hunters. So I don't know. This was me teaching myself how to knit. So after I did a few of those, I started doing so this little piece up here is crochet. And then I found a pattern, probably a free pattern for baby hats. I made quite a lot of them. And I think this is for a preemie, so it looks like a little flower. And then I made a larger, I don't know what size this is, but I have the same little thing. And I thought it was cute. At the time, I was just experimenting. And I remember making a hat like this, but for pumpkins. So it looked like a pumpkin head. I did sell some to a coworker for a pretty decent price, and she just looked at me like I was charging her an arm and a leg. And I'm like, you know, I did put like many hours into it, and yeah, it's always hard to sell to people who custom order something from you, and then if you don't agree upon the price right away, it can create conflict. So I also, the lady who helped me learn how to knit this jacket gave me this pattern, but it was for a hat, and I thought this would make a really nice pattern for a scarf. And I just found this, and I wish I had found this earlier because I would have worn it out at the recess. I don't know if it's a broken rib pattern. Essentially, I don't even know where the pattern is, to be perfectly honest. Essentially, you start one end and you follow the pattern, and when you're on the other side, you do the same pattern, and then you get this rib texture. If anyone knows if this is the broken rib pattern, please let me know, because it's very stretchy. I don't remember what kind of yarn this is. It's a sport weight. I do know that. It's really pretty. I think I got it from, I don't even know where I got it from, to be perfectly honest. I couldn't even believe I still had it. That's about it. It was one of those variegated cakes of yarn. And then that same lady who gave me that pattern gifted me this white yarn. And I was just learning so much my first year of knitting. And this is an old version of Caron Simply Soft. I think I had like 6 or so skeins, and I didn't know what to do with it for quite a long time. And then I thought, I'm just going to make my own blanket. And I really wanted to teach myself lace work. I'm going to hold it up. It's quite big. I did a simple garter stitch edge on each side, so it was made this, you know, like this way. And then I just kept it very simple. I made sure that there was garter stitch on each side. Well, maybe I made it long ways. I don't remember. I do remember making mistakes and learning about lifelines from the from my Beyond Knit and Purl book. So I'm just looking here. Okay. There was a mistake I made early on, and I mean, you can't even see it now, but there is a spot in the pattern where I think I did too many rows in between. So I just kind of kept it the same pattern, and I don't know if I even did that now. I have no idea. It's been forever, but look at how pretty this is. Now I made this blanket up. I didn't even know what I was doing. I figured out how long I wanted it. I figured out I probably used the recommended needle on the ball of yarn. And then I got this book. This is another, I believe, Amazon find. I got this book. It has 26 knit stitches from Leisure Arts. Do not know if this is even available anymore. And then I'm going to take some of my notes out of here. So then I found the cloverleaf pattern, and it's basically, it says it's a multiple of 8 stitches plus 7. So I've figured out my size, I figured out how I was going to do it, and then I just kept repeating the pattern across, and I made my first knitted blanket. It's really cute. Now, where is it? Around that same time, I found, where is it? Elizabeth Zimmerman has this hat pattern right here with the heart. See? And you make the heart first, and I did that first, and then I'm just seeing if I can find it real quick. Make the heart pattern first, and you can use these as like patches, and then from there you follow this very long pattern and you get a hat. She only shows this picture inside too. So I did that, and I made this little hat out of the leftover yarn. I may have had to buy another new Caron white Simply Soft skein because I think I was like right at the tail end of it, and this one feels a little thicker than this one, but this is also garter stitch. So anyway, I thought, how cute is this? So essentially this is kind of like a little christening outfit, because I also have little white socks. Look at how adorable. So cute. So I made this. I thought, in the future, this will be for my daughter if she so chooses, and it's just so pretty for my grandchildren, because she was already too old for all of this by the time I learned how to knit. But don't be afraid to dive in and teach yourself things that you may think are above your knowledge for knitting. I really didn't know what I was doing when I was making hats, so I just made them flat and seamed them. And each time I did it, I learned a little bit more. And then, so here's another little hat. And, just so cute. What else? Let's see here. Oh, yes. This was the beginnings of like maybe another hat pattern. It's a little heart from Elizabeth Zimmerman. Let me think here. So that is about it for today's episode. I have some other stuff in here, but I'm going to save it for my next rendition of show and tell, because it is already getting kind of late. Oh, wait. Stop that. I did learn how to knit a little bit better. I think I was still seaming things up, but you can't really tell as much. So here is one hat. I got this yarn for free, and then I made a smaller version. I don't even know what hat pattern I used. I mean, you can always just go online and find a hat pattern. I mean, they're so cute. Well, hello, Tallulah. How are you doing? So, I don't even know what kind of yarn this is. I do think it is acrylic by the way it feels, but that's that. So, thank you for coming along and hanging out with me today while I did a little bit of show and tell. Elizabeth Zimmerman is a very good teacher. She has passed on, but her daughter still runs the Schoolhouse Press. And this book I really liked. I would just read it and be like, she gives you confidence, even when you don't think you have confidence. So when you're learning how to knit or crochet, look for those books that give you the stitch count. Like, you know, this book has all the little things in it, just a little blurb, and then it has patterns at the back. So you could just do that and make an afghan or whatever. So it's a little disjointed at the end, and it's time for me to go get my daughter from school. So I would like to thank everyone again for stopping by, hanging out, and taking time to watch my videos. I hope to get back into my project videos, my regular podcast very soon. However, the beginning of June has turned into extremely busy time for me. I have been picking up extra shifts with my jobs. I've been working late, and make hay while the sun shines. Anyway, thank you all again for subscribing, liking, and commenting. I truly appreciate it. Take care. Have fun. Bye for now.